Hello there, and welcome back to my mini-series all about the history of what is currently the World of David Walliams at Alton Towers. Previously, we looked at the earlier history of the area and the fairground. Then we looked at Talbot Street, so please do take a look at those videos if you want to know more. But now it's time for the land of make-believe, so I hope you enjoy. So Talbot Street was no more after the end of the 1992 season, and the Land of Make-Believe opened in 1993. This was also the year where Alton Towers advertised Celebrate Children as their sort of big new sort of bit of marketing, and the opening of the new land on the front of the park map. It took on a bit more of a storybook theme in the area, with characters walking about and entertaining people. It included many rides and attractions from Talbot Street, such as the tea shop and the Doll's House exhibition, known as Maison Talbot. However, Maison Talbot was later changed when the Sepia Photo Studio, an original Talbot Street attraction, was moved into its location and renamed Magical Memories. The carousel and the small Apple roller coaster also remained. The other side of the street received more of a transformation, with the Motor Museum being removed and replaced with an indoor playground known as Children's World. It is said this was named after a children's department store from the 80s and may have been sponsored by them, however the latter is unclear. A very popular attraction opened right near the tower's ruins, named Vintage Cars. This was a gentle ride where classic-style cars that sat 4 riders each followed a guide rail around some light landscaping and cute storybook-esque theming, such as the bear mechanic figurine fixing a car with his big toolbox and a gingerbread house complete with a gingerbread man looking over the riders. The ride was located where the Cuckoo Cars driving school is today. But Vintage Cars wasn't technically new, as it was relocated from opposite the Black Hole roller coaster in Fantasy World, another area of the park. Interestingly, additional Black Hole queue line was added after its removal, following the same route as the ride did. It is also said in one source that the additional queue line was built right on top of the Vintage Cars track. However, I couldn't verify this elsewhere, so I'm not sure if it's actually true. But the Vintage Cars ride did start life in 1983 in a different area of the park altogether, known as the Springfield Centre, and was manufactured by Supercar Leisure. In the Land of Make-Believe, the Bertie Bassett sweet shop did remain, having been brought in towards the end of Talbot Street's life, and the indoor fountain show was replaced by the Magic Theatre. The show sounded fun and great for kids, with a story being told about the building being built by the 14th Earl, remaining abandoned until Henry Hound found it again in 1993. As well as Henry, there were puppets of a cat and a rabbit who formed part of the show. The story was that the magician never appeared, leaving their hapless assistant to try and fail to perform tricks on stage, with Henry the cat and the rabbit finding this all rather comical. In the end, the assistant's attempts did pay off, with Henry the cat and the rabbit disappearing, only to reappear on a balcony elsewhere in the theatre. The show involved many different classic magic tricks, for example levitation. There were some food-related additions to the area, including the Haagen-Dazs World of Ice Cream and the Cadbury's World Chocolate House. The latter was a shop with a wide range of Cadbury treats, which had incredible theming and looked really inviting. Side note, but in 2021, a Cadbury's themed room opened in the Alton Towers Hotel. The Dark Boat Ride Around the World in 80 Days was completely rethemed into Toyland Tours, which opened in 1994. The ride length and layout didn't change, but it was themed around a crazy, imaginative toy factory with really nice music, which you can find on YouTube, and lots of colour. The ride was filled with puns, such as bouncy castles bouncing on trampolines and even snail racing, as well as lots more. Sonic the Hedgehog even featured, who also made an appearance later on in the park's life, when Spinball Whizzer was Sonic Spinball. The Penny Arcade from Talbot Street became the Fabulous Toy Shop, and 1994 also saw the Talbot restaurant transformed into Snack in the Box. Whilst the Land of Make-Believe certainly sounded like a fun space with some really good additions, it had a really short life and was no more after the end of the 1996 season, so this was only about 3 years. I did read that it became a little lost once different sponsorships were removed and the characters were no longer. From 1997 onwards, the area became Cred Street, which I will discuss in the next video. And that's it. Thank you for watching/listening, and I'll see you next time.